And we begin tonight with the arrest of a North County high school teacher who is accused of having a sexual relationship with a student. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Steve Price, in tonight for Marcella Lee. Authorities arrested Kyrie Tisdale last week. CBS 8's Anna Laurel spoke with students and some former students today. She joins us now outside Escondido High School with what she uncovered.
Police say they arrested Kyrie Tisdale here at the school Friday as teachers were getting ready for the school year. That starts tomorrow. Today I spoke with a former student who says he himself is a victim of Tisdale's and he believes there are several others.
This has been going on, we believe, for over a year. It's been more than one contact. There's been multiple contacts over an extended period of time.
Last month, Escondido police say someone contacted them about Escondido High School math teacher Kyrie Tisdale. They searched his Escondido home and arrested him. Tonight, he's in custody on 2 charges.
Unlawful sex with a minor and oral copulation with a minor.
Escondido Police Detective Santiello says there are 2 victims, both former high school students. The school says they've both graduated.
And the concern is, are there more victims? Are there witnesses to some of these incidents that we haven't met yet? That's who we're most concerned about reaching out to today.
Today I spoke with someone who says they're a former student who created an Instagram page as an awareness account for Tisdale. The page creator did not want to go on camera but says he himself is a victim of Tisdale's and he believes there are at least 5 others. The page posts show comments from people about the teacher. One says, "I had a feeling something was off about Tisdale." Another says, "He always asked when my older sister would come visit him and he would like to see her." Another writes, "That's actually insane. Didn't even try hiding it either." The person who runs the Instagram page says he took this picture of Tisdale and a student in the mall's food court.
It was important to us to, as we got the evidence that we had, to be able to make the arrest before school started, to alleviate the potential of another victim, from this new school year.
And with Escondido's school year starting tomorrow, the superintendent sent out a long statement. It reads in part, "Tisdale has been placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of the legal process. We're working closely with the Escondido Police Department to ensure that a thorough investigation is conducted." If you have any information, you're asked to contact Escondido Police. We have a number with this story on our website. In Escondido, this is Anna Laurel for CBS 8.
Thank you, Anna. Firefighters have stopped the spread of a brush fire burning in East County.
Just hours ago, the Anita fire, as it's being called, started near Rancho San Diego, just south of Steel Canyon High School. CAL FIRE says it burned between 10 and 15 acres, threatened some buildings, triggered evacuation orders. Evacuees are being directed to the Regal Edwards Cinema, which is on Hamishaw Road. And stay with us for the very latest on this fire. We'll have any updates posted on CBS8.com. You can also follow us on social media or download our free CBS 8 app. 2 months after Scripps Mercy Chula Vista shut down its maternity ward, Sharp Chula Vista is now the only one left in the South Bay, and it's feeling the impact. It hired more doctors and nurses to try and prepare for an influx of new patients following the closure of Scripps in June, and that follows the closure of Paradise Valley Hospital about 3 years ago. When all 3 were open, Sharp was delivering an average of 150 babies a month. Following Scripps closure in June, that number jumped to 300 deliveries in just July. Maternity ward closures have been on the rise nationwide, but Sharp Chula Vista tells us it is committed to staying in that community and will offer help to anyone in need.
Former San Ysidro High School basketball star Mikey Williams was in court today for sentencing. This all stems from a shooting that took place at his home in Hamul last year. CBS 8's Brian White was in the courtroom and has more.
Because this is now a misdemeanor, imposition of sentence will be suspended for 1 year.
No jail time for Mikey Williams, who appeared in court virtually as his felony charges were reduced to a misdemeanor after satisfying all the terms of his plea agreement.
Yes, sir.
According to the original complaint, Williams got into an argument just before midnight in March of last year and was accused of firing several gunshots at a car full of people leaving his home in Hamul. Several bullets hit the car, but no one was injured.
He did not plead guilty to shooting shots
or any bullets at a car. That was in dispute. There were a lot of people there that night. There were a lot of different things going on.
Williams did not admit to firing any shots. Instead, he pled guilty to making criminal threats. To satisfy the plea agreement, he completed more than 80 hours of community service, as well as gun safety and anger management classes. He's also banned from owning or possessing any firearms or ammunition for the next 10 years.
You're very fortunate to have this deal that you have. I wish you the best of luck, but learn from this experience.
Judge Roderick Shelton placed Williams on what's called summary probation for 1 year. It's the lowest form of probation one can get.
You do not have a probation officer. You are not excluded from traveling out of state or out of country.
Prior to the shooting last year, Williams was a rising star. He had already committed to play basketball for the University of Memphis, but that offer fell through after his run-in with the law. Defense attorney Randy Grossman says instead he'll be starting his freshman year at the University of Central Florida next week, and he'll be playing basketball there.
He's been working extremely hard every single day, working out on the court, shooting baskets.
Initially, Williams was charged with 5 counts of assault with a weapon and 1 count of firing into an occupied vehicle, which could have resulted in 28 years in prison. But now with only a misdemeanor and no time behind bars, Williams wants to make the most of this opportunity.
He has a good heart. He really wants what's best, for not just himself, but for people around him. And he really takes seriously the fact that, he has this, following of people that really look up to him.
Brian White, CBS 8.
Thank you, Brian. County health officials are marking a milestone for their mobile crisis response teams. Since being formed in 2021, the county says the teams have responded to more than 13,000 calls and helped more than 7,800 people experiencing mental health episodes. The teams are sent as an alternative to armed law enforcement officers and are made up of a mental health clinician, peer support specialist, and a case manager. Supervisor Tara Lawson-Reamer says the teams have also helped people experiencing homelessness.
It can actually lessen the chance that an individual ends up on our streets because it can help folks manage their conditions before they spiral downward to a darker place.
If you or someone you know needs a MCRT, call 988. The sister of Maya Miliete has been awarded custody of the missing woman's 3 children.
This is the children's father, Larry Miliete, is charged with his wife's murder. CBS 8's David Gottfredson was in court today when the judge ordered the children will no longer live with their paternal grandparents.
Their lives have been turned upside down once already, and now they're going to have some really big changes in their lives again.
The 3 children of missing mother Maya Miliete will be moved to live with their aunt in Riverside County after a judge on Monday awarded the aunt, Mary Chris Droulet, custody of the kids. The children, ages 14, 13, and 7, have lived in the family's Chula Vista home all their lives. They continued to live there with their paternal grandparents after their mother Maya went missing in January 2021.
If I had to guess, I would say that it was a difficult, close call in terms of what decision to make here.
Family law attorney Anton Georgiou is not associated with the case, but he deals with custody battles all the time. In this case, the children indicated they wanted to stay with their grandparents.
When you're talking about the children and their wishes, that's taken into account, but only to a degree.
The father, Larry Miliete, is in jail, charged with murdering his wife. The paternal grandparents, Benito and Judith Miliete, represented themselves in court.
It'd be very hard for me to speculate whether an attorney on their side might have made a difference. The facts seem to favor aunt.
During the week-long trial, there was testimony that the paternal grandparents failed to make mortgage payments on the house, allowed the kids to talk to their father in jail, and discouraged the children from attending therapy sessions and visitation with the maternal relatives. In the end, the judge said the grandparents had taken good care of the kids, but, quote, "You have failed your grandchildren emotionally by not supporting their therapy and visitation." The judge issued his ruling orally from the bench right after the hearing. He will follow up with a more formal written order in 10 days. But the 3 children still must be transferred to the home of Mary Crisp in Riverside County by Sunday at noon. At the downtown courthouse, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
David, thanks for the update. Summer is officially over for thousands of students across San Diego.
Still ahead, we'll show you how their first day back to school went.
Plus the impact of an earthquake that rattled Los Angeles this morning.
We had some storms over the weekend, a lot of things rumbling across the mountains as well as the desert. It was quiet for today. It's going to stay quiet for a little while. I'll let you know why coming up.